हेलो हेलो. Hi, good evening, guys. Can you please settle down? We'll start the session. Gu- yeah, guys, please settle down. Thank you. Uh, yes. Yeah, good evening, everyone. Very warm welcome to a panel discussion on AI meets creativity, uh, skilling for innovation in the intelligent economy. Organized by Future Skills Prime, a NASCOM and Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology Digital Skilling Initiative in collaboration with Adobe. To start the session, may I now call our esteemed panelists on the stage, starting with Mr. Rana Dagupati, actor, producer, entrepreneur, and digital and creative professional. Dr. Ashish Kulkarni, Board of Directors, IICT. Mr. Rajyushi Singh, Chief Business Officer and Chief Marketing Officer, Make My Trip. Mr. Saransh Agarwal, Vice President, Learning and Development, Cognizant. And Dr. Abhilasha Gaur, Chief Executive Officer, Sector Skill Council, NASCOM. And finally, I would like to invite our moderator on the stage, Ms. Mala Sharma, Global Vice President and General Manager, Student Product and Marketing, Adobe. We are truly honored to have such an accomplished group of leaders shaping the future of creativity, technology, and skills. May I now request Mala to lead the session. Over to you, Mala.
All right. Welcome, everyone. It's great to have so many of you here. It's like standing room only. Thank you for joining us. This is a really, it's a session really close to my heart. As I was introduced, I run education globally for Adobe, and we think a lot about creativity and AI and the intersection between both of them. So it's great to have all of you here, and welcome to these amazing guests. Before we get started, we'd like to run a quick film, if we can, that exemplifies creativity and AI.
डायनासोर भी ऐसे ही गए थे भाई मैं बता रहा हूँ एकदम ऐसे ही प्यार से बिना पानी के भाई वीडियो ना के आ गई थी तुम्हें मैं एकदम दम घुट के मरे डायनासोर तो हम भी ऐसे ही मर गए यू मरेगा वैसे क्या मतलब डायनासोर मर गए हाँ मैं जिंदा हूँ अभी डायनासोर का आखिरी वंशज कौन है मैं बड़े दिग्गजों के साथ घूमा हूँ मेरे पर जाता टीरेक्स के साथ चाय पीते थे दिवाली पे हमारा आना जाना था हमने सब देखा है जब दुनिया प्लानिंग कर रही थी तो हम धीरे धीरे चल रहे थे हमने सीखा फ्यूचर क्या है हम ही प्रूव कर डायनासोर अभी जिंदा है यू वाइज एज यू ग्रो यू हैवी डेज जब सब प्लानिंग कर रहे थे तो हम लोग चिल कर रहे थे तुम मुझे guys where did you go guys हाँ मैं ही बोरिंग हूँ गाइस चले गए काम की बातें किसी को सुननी नहीं मुझे इतना कुछ कहना था ग्रेट ऑक्सीडेशन इवेंट इतना कुछ रह गया अधूरी कहानी ओह माय गॉड ओह माय गॉड ओह माय गॉड भगवान ने मेरी सुन ली ओह माय गॉड ओह माय गॉड आप लोग कहाँ से आ गए मुझे लगा मैं अकेला ही यहीं मर जाऊंगा मतलब मैं इंडिपेंडेंट हूँ पर फिर भी Oh my God! Oh my God! मैं इतने दिनों से यहाँ हूँ इतना कुछ डिस्कस करना है पर्यावरण के बारे में जमीन की पुष्टता के पैटर्न्स इतना कुछ कोई सुनने वाला नहीं है यहाँ
Ever shut up? हाँ?
अरे अब तो आने रहा है बिल्कुल चुप रहूंगा बस थोड़ा सा एक्साइटेड हो गया था पानी नहीं पिया कई महीनों से गला सूख गया है प्लीज मुझे यहाँ से ले चलो प्लीज 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 ले चलो
I've got an idea. But you won't like it.
ओए कोई और ज्ञान सुनाएगा
Ignore them, turtles. Do not say a word or you will die.
बता ना तेरे दादाजी खरगोश से कैसे हारे थे
No! Turtle, don't say a word!
I can't मुझे पता था दादाजी नहीं हारे थे खरगोश हारा था
Turtle, अब तो चुप हो जा.
What an amazing, fun movie. Do we have the creator in the audience? Sid? Hey, Sid! Woo! There's Sid. He's the filmmaker. And Sid, I have a quick question for you. Do you have a mic? Okay, come in front. All right, the question is, how much of this film was AI generated versus your own creativity?
The idea is original, but pretty much 99% of it is AI.
Wow, 99%. That's amazing. All right. This is where I'm going to switch to you, Rana. So when you think about Sid's response there, 99% was AI generated. When you think about filmmaking, there's a variety of steps. There's script writing, there's visual effects, post-production, etc. Where do you see the impact of AI happening first or already?
Well, hi guys, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
I think the mic.
No? Can you hear me now? Yeah, that's usually how my voice is. But let's be decent and get a mic. Hello guys, good afternoon. Hi Mala.
Hi.
Well, I think every business is going through some kind of AI native process where, the AI world is like the internet. You can't be ignoring it in any manner. I think this film industry or the entertainment industry has been the same in some form, where pieces of work have been dramatically shifting. Where it's been shifting greatly is in the pre-production of a film. Usually most of our ideas are on a page, it's written, it's pencil drawn as sketches. And every time in a creative room before you greenlight something, everyone has an imagination that's different from the co-filmmaker. But here, that communication has kind of changed pretty fast, where you're able to create some part of the film or some part of the storytelling experience much, much before you get into the original course. And that's going deeper and deeper as few filmmakers who are making these big impact, big spectacle movies are almost being able to today watch the film even before they get on to shoot. So you understand, sorry, you're doing something with my name?
It's still you. It's still
It's
you.
still me.
It's not the AI.
It's not AI yet, so yes. So it's taken that part of the work pretty dramatically. The other part that it's come into is in the visual effects world, where earlier a process of getting a shot done would have been a 3-day, 5-day affair, and now it's a 2-hour, 3-hour affair. And when you, for the ones who understand visual effects, we work in multiple layers. So if there's a live piece that's shot, there's multiple layers of creation that kind of goes in. So now what's happened is there'll be 1 or 2 layers that will be worked by an artist, and the rest is being worked on in an AI process. So it's fixing pieces of it. Is there a very definitive workflow today where everything can go AI, like how Sid is doing? No, not really. But there is pieces of the puzzle that's being taken up, yes.
And what do you think will always remain human-centered?
Well, the base to anything is storytelling. So if a creator like Sid today made Yaposaurus in this manner, there's a certain cultural context that he understands a sense of art. So your social literacy becomes much, much heavier. The understanding of stories, the understanding of your culture, of roots, the literacy of communication in some ways, where you'll have to be very clear, very articulate. The ones that are clearer with the idea will be able to use AI in a format that's better. You have to be tech literate in some ways. I mean, everyone doesn't have to start writing code, but one must understand what each AI tool offers in some ways. And right now, we're in that phase of extreme change. Like, I've worked a couple of times with Sid, and what he did a few years ago into this is quite dramatically different. And I think the change is happening every 6 months, every year, with products like Adobe and others pushing that envelope forward. Yes.
That's awesome. Thank you. I'm going to shift to you, Dr. Ashish Kulkarni. So Rana just talked about what remains, the human domain and what can actually AI can help. From a learning standpoint and from an academic standpoint, you know, obviously the government introduced the AVGC concept recently. You're the mastermind behind it, as I learned earlier. How do you see learning change, and what is your vision for how learning changes?
Well, the thing is that India, when we did the first education policy, we didn't take creative arts, performing arts, design, sports into our consideration. They were always extracurricular activities, and a lot of us got bashing when we wanted to tell that we want to make films and we want to make a career as a singer and all. But now it's changed. We in the last 2.5 decades, when I coined this word AVGC, we had to do a lot of education to the government, to the parents, and to the schools and universities to really allow kids to have a level playing field with science and commerce. Today you are at a different pedestal because of the national education policy, and which allows kids to take creative arts, performing arts, design and sports from the 6th grade onwards. So we have now broken it up into 3 segments. 6th, 7th and 8th is the foundational segment, and then 9th and 10th is consolidation, and then you have the professional, where you actually prepare to go to the university. And a lot of people mistakenly thought that, learning computers is learning animation. People thought that they would teach gaming and visual effects and animation in the school. So my question to them was like, you don't teach engineering and medical and law in the school, You do the foundational education so that you have physics, chemistry, mathematics to go to engineering, and physics, chemistry, biology to go to medical. And that's how we have now structured the program through IICT, and we are now going to implement that. This budget has seen that we got a mandate to do that in 15,000 schools and 500 institutes. And that's a good beginning. But what's important that I want to tell you in the creative education, what comes out of AI today, a lot of people in excitement think that, oh, wow, what a difference, and they forget about the grammar of storytelling. The foundational skills have to be still taught, because you need to know what lens was the best, what composition was the best, whether there is a continuity. We have some legendary, camera people in our country. We also have legendary editors. Some of it, I believe, would not go. The editing will have to be in the control of the directors, because what sequencing and how you want to really tell your story is very critical. Second thing is that as we design the curriculums, we realize that the foundational skills are one, the technical skills are the layer. In between, people have to learn different softwares. Like we work with a series of softwares, which you guys give it to us, and you do different versions year on year. The challenge now is that when you do the curriculum, it's so happening that from the semester 3 onwards, after the foundational layer, the curriculum has to change every single semester that you go to, because there are new tools coming through AI and the ways of filmmaking getting introduced. So you need to really see. And like Rana said, that presently we are using it as one of our things. If we had 10 people to whom we give a brief for character design and story writing, we will give the similar briefs to AI as well. And then we will see what to pick, what not to pick, and it's actually giving us a great perspective to actually do the pre-production, pre-visualization. But as we move forward, ideation to script to screen, every single aspect is getting affected, and we will have to really make sure that we, while teaching foundational skills, we constantly look at the new technology doing a lot of other things for us, and how do we really enhance the storytelling aspect. Emotional intelligence and behavioral intelligence is more important for a storyteller apart from AI itself, because storyteller is binding you with the emotions from the very first frame our director and actors show you, and then you are connected and connected with the film actively or passively with the power of your emotions. And in the social media, it is with the behavioral intelligence. So along with artificial intelligence, the creative industry actually is mixing up, and that's why we are calling in IICT it as the School of Emerging Intelligence. So that we actually consider all the three when we actually design stories or an experience for our audience.
That's awesome. So some tension in the questions now. Rana, you didn't go to school for film. And, you know, Dr. Avinash is talking about the, Ashish is talking about the importance of learning in a structured way. What are your thoughts on that? Is it important to go to school, or can you just teach yourself?
Just talking for where the Indian entertainment industry is, over 98% of us have never gotten formal education in any entertainment medium. It's always been hands-on on the job. We've trained for some time, and you keep getting better at it as you keep doing it. And it's always, I guess, cinema or entertainment was the first gig economy in some ways, where a lot of people come together for a very specific task, get something done, and kind of leave. Would we want formal education? Yes, of course. We just never had it all these years. It's unlike, there were 1 or 2 film institutes in Pune, in Chennai, which were very popular for a season, but it's not like a filmmaker getting out of there is coming with a certain skill into the movie industry. That never, the business and the education never spoke in any manner. But with technology, with using visual effects, animation, all of that has been the most structured part of the entertainment business once that came into play. There's definitely a bunch of things that he spoke about, Ashish sir, which was the base of it will still continue to be story. So understanding how to be able to tell a story, the basics of storytelling. I mean, whether just not for film today, whether it's a brand, whether it's a company, whether it's a nation, it's all a story. It's unless you're able to construct that story right, your product or what you're trying to sell is not going to reach the intended audience. So I think that base becomes important. And one thing that wasn't touched upon was ownership, because that's going to change pretty dramatically. Earlier, big studios were the only ones that could develop big IP, big universe and stuff like that. But today it's in the hands of independent artists. So that base of ideation is what needs to be taught, but it's almost like I call myself an aged millennial in some ways, where the early part of school, that wasn't a skill to have, that was not credited for knowing that. It was great if you got 100 in math, but what you got in art class was never credited in that similar system. I just feel like this is like the intelligent economy is pretty different now. That construct of repeatability is gone. Ultimately the differentiator will be the ones who are building IP on these tools, or the ones just using those tools. So I think that becomes the serious differentiator, and it's great that it's going through schools, and especially in a country like India, to adopt it in a large scale. I think that's the only way it's done.
Thank you.
Mala, just to
Yes,
add to
please.
that, the issue is there are 2 issues that we have. For higher education, there's a diktat from the UGC that the faculty teaching the undergrad have to be masters, and the faculty teaching masters have to be PhDs. We have none in our industry.
Right.
So we went back to the government and got something done called Professor of Practice.
Yes.
So people who have not gone to school but can still make great films and can handle camera, tell stories, do acting, they can come and teach. Second
Great.
is
I can be a professor of that.
second
Professor
important,
Rana.
second important thing in the structure of the UGC and AICT is that most of our students cannot write a 3-hour written exam at the end of the semester. They would fail. So we need to actually, if we have to give them a question paper on editing or acting, it's not going to work. So we need to assess them on a continuous basis on a practical. So these are the 2 distinctions that we had to bring in while we are actually doing the creative education.
Yeah, no, I love that, and thank you for being so practical. Shifting gears to industry, you talked about brands and how brands need to sort of, build their own voice. shifting to Make My Trip, and obviously a very different industry, travel. Can you say a little bit about, Rishi, what has AI done for your brand and your company's brand, and how is it sort of changing the business model for you?
Sure. So Malaya, I'll just pick up from what God said, what Rana said, and even Ashish sir said, that see the core of brand building, or the core of even selling, is actually storytelling. And just I found it very interesting to say that today you can't teach marketing in a B school. Whatever I learned 20 years back going to a B school, if I implement it now, it's destined to fail. And theoretically, I mean, 20 years back, when mass media was not as prevalent, how would you sell a destination to a friend? You would say, you go to Goa because it's great for you. It's your vibe. You'll have fun. It's the kind of place you want to go. And then you'll end up thinking, oh yeah, my friends told me, he knows me, he thinks I'll have fun in Goa. Then came like this mass platform of content distribution, where you said mass destinations, that, oh, Goa is good for everyone. And everyone ended up going to Goa and saying, okay, yeah, must be good if everyone is saying it's good, right? And the storytelling became more like a platform-led storytelling, that I'm selling myself on a platform. Today, I think what AI has done is, again, got us to a place where we can hyper-personalize. We can tell you, Mala, Goa is great for you because you like the temples of Goa. Or Rana, Goa is great for you because you'll find some great locales to shoot your next scene. So I think what AI has done for us, it has given us this ability right now to talk to our consumers one-on-one, hyper-personalized content for them, and have a conversation instead of selling our story. And conversations always work better than standing at a podium and shouting out your brand message. So I think, so when we started hearing, like 3 years back, 2023, that there's something called a large learning an LLM which can comprehend better for you, we got extremely excited. We sit on 20 years of, so we think about ourselves, at least internally, as a data company, that we have 20 years of data of 50 million Indians who have traveled, who have searched travel on us. So we have a comprehensive knowledge back on them, but we didn't know much to do about it rather than just sending out notification that the summers have come, here's a great sale for you. So we got very keen on saying that, okay, with this technology, can we do something better for a consumer? Can we have conversations? Can we think about hyper-personalizing, like doing hyper-personalization, not for the sake of saying it, but for telling that story much better? And also, Indians are kind of contributing hugely to the travel economy of the world. A lot of Indians now travel abroad. 30% of times we go to a country for the first time. So there is a lot of cognitive load when you plan travel. So you're actually in a happy space. You want to go for your summer break, but you're also thinking, I've never been here. So how would it be? How would the airport be? How would the visa be? Do I need Forex? If I'm going, like I was telling you, that if an Indian plans to go to SFO for the first time, has not taken a direct flight, then you think, okay, what would happen at the London airport when I'm changing? Do I have to change terminals? Will my baggage get auto-checked in? So what it also did was that we always knew some friction points that our app is not able to solve. And we thought, okay, why not then build a conversation flow that wherever the app is breaking, supposing you want to ask this question, but you are not able to ask this question, we open up our chatbot, which is called Myra, and help you solve those questions and learn as well. So it's a constant, it's a constant learning exercise. The more we are opening up Myra, the more we are understanding from our consumers, the more we are trying to solve for frictions in their journey. So it's been an interesting journey, and I dare say it's the start of it. I mean, we are in no way we understand the end state right now, but we are very excited, very curious of using AI, machine learning, generative AI in our platform to solve for the consumer. I think the first principle that we have kept for ourselves is that don't do it for the sake of doing. If you aren't solving a problem, then don't do it.
Makes sense. And is there room for a chatbot in filmmaking, Rana? Can you imagine having an agentic collaborator helping you with the filmmaking process?
Well, just not the filmmaking process. I think, what's AI doing, right? I'm saying there's a bunch of decisions you have to make in the course of your day, whatever field you're in. You have somebody right now in a physical world that's taking meeting notes, that's sending it to different team members. So I think everyone will have an agent in some ways. I think the shift now is coming into using AI as a tool from using it as a person or an agent in some ways, where whatever skills that I have or whatever tasks that I need to complete, there will be some very definitive human tasks, and the rest of it, there will be some kind of AI process aiding that to happen. So I think that should, it'll definitely lead into everybody. I don't know if it's a chat bot, but it's a task bot in some ways.
Right. And a task bot is great because people who chat, we know what happens with them.
Yes,
Yapasaurus.
You
So.
just saw the film, yes.
Yeah. All right. Back to you, Dr. Ashish. To make learning real and meaningful for AVGC, what role can a company like Adobe play? Like, how can we be helpful in the process?
Well, the thing is that one of the key things that we realize in India is that when I work with say Telangana or Tamil Nadu artists, many of them who have extremely great foundational skills, who have been sculptors, for example. And I can tell you, when I was in advertising before I got into animation 27 years ago, I used to deal with these painters who used to draw Rajnikant and Kamal Hassan sir and Rajni sir 40, 50 feet, and they didn't require digital prints. All of a sudden I realized that they lost job, and I got 72 of them to my studio. And they are now working with Disney and DreamWorks and all. They've done fabulously well. So much so, we brought in artists from Krishnanagar in Bengal, Mahabalipuram sculptors to Channapatna in Karnataka. Now what's happening is that most of the softwares that are there, they're all in English. And I know you give Japanese and Korean to the small population there, but why don't you give it to many of these languages where artists are amazingly well? Of course, we had to have the regional, language leaders to train them when it comes to software, because their foundational skills are from their fathers and uncles and their sisters and mothers. They are the ones who have taught them in the childhood. So I think some of these are extremely important that we teach them in their language so that they can pick it up from there. Second is, and it's not difficult in the AI world today. Second thing is that, when these kind of programs like other tinkering labs and the other forms are there, with the schools, we need to really sensitize, and probably IICT and Adobe needs to work together to go to the school boards. Because we have been able to go to the central boards as of today after NEP, and we are implemented that in 4,000 schools, trained about 43,000 teachers. So the Train the Trainer program is somewhere we would love Adobe to partner with us so that we can actually do it at a large scale. Because if we have to implement it for 34,000 kids, and we are saying that, even if they don't take it as main subjects, creativity and design and critical thinking and lateral thinking are the foundational skills, and thereafter actually taking them to the next level is very important. Whether you become engineer, doctor, anything, if you have your design thinking and critical thinking was taught to you, you would be a different person. And I believe that's where Adobe needs to come in more deeper. At the same time, with our new programs that we are doing with the schools, I think foundational skills are best taught on your softwares, because when world was talking about hand-drawn 2D and the Flash came in with Micromedia, which was further taken by Adobe, we discovered that it was made for web design, but we used it for animation. And today it has become a very important tool for animation. After Effects is probably one of the simplest form way people can start using it for anything and everything. I think this, simplifying the tools that you have done now needs to go further down to the school level with the help of our programs. And we would really like to see, along with foundational skills, they are using these tools so that, there was always something when we were learning driving, you would learn it on Maruti, or you learn it on Mahindra, or you learn it on Hyundai. So Adobe can actually play that role of carrying forward the tool with the learning process.
That's awesome. Thank you for the feedback. And you'll be happy to know, actually, many of my team are here in the audience who support our schools go to market. And the train the trainer model is a very important part of what we do, obviously providing software as well. But talking about training, sorry, go ahead.
Even train the trainers, like we have signed up with Kerala government. They're not adopting NEP, by the way, they are in opposition.
Oh.
But that's where we said that, okay, you have freedom of doing it from grade 1.
Yeah.
But their teachers have to be trained in Malayalam. So I think we need to really find a way of doing that in regional languages too.
Yes, yeah, no, thank you for the feedback. And yes, and we should follow up more about the work we're already doing and how we can do better. So thank you. Talking about learning and development, I'm going to switch to you, Saransh. You're obviously learning on the job, right, with AI changing so quickly is incredibly important. Saransh is responsible for learning and development at Cognizant. Tell us a little bit about how you're thinking of upskilling, people already on the job. What are you doing with that?
Sure, Malab, and thank you everyone for being here. See, what AI has done, basically it has shifted the conversation from how the work needs to be done, which tools needs to be used, to how I can add value. And I'll explain this by helping you understand that visualize 5 or 6 years back, if you would have come to one of the Cognizant development flow, the software development flow, you would be able to identify there are technical people who are working on codes, they know the practice of coding. There would be consultants who are interacting with the clients, and there would be, you'll identify the creative people, and like Ashish and Rana sir have been talking about, they are the creative people. So there are distinct roles, distinct tasks, distinct skills. Today, if you go, you will find developers are working on the design to create a new solution. Consultants are using AI to define a prototype, and if I can say the creative or the designer people, they are using the data, they are using the analytics to make decisions. So what has happened, Mala, is the whole, the definition of talent has changed. It's no more about how the work is being done and how skilling needs to happen for a particular role. And that was our big, I would say, shift or an eye-opener for a couple of years back, that we cannot have those traditional career architecture which IT teams or IT companies were aware of, the siloed roles. We cannot talk about how I can skill a developer, how I can skill an architect, how I can skill a designer. We need to focus on what are the core capabilities each individual needs to have for developing or doing the work which they are supposed to do. And in that, tools become important. They always were, but tools will continue to come, they will continue to evolve. What we have started realizing is just not the tools, but some of the core capability, and I think foundational capability Dr. Ashish is talking about. The biggest foundational capability comes in terms of problem framing. What problems I need to solve. The second one comes actually creativity. Can I creatively solve that problem? And the third one comes from a decision making. How do I make the right decision, especially in terms of AI? Because you can get all kind of responses, all kind of solutions, but what is the right decision, right? So that's one big shift. And the second one, we realized that creativity is no more a skill which we can train few people in a classroom. Rather, we have to start recognizing that creativity is a foundational skill. Most of us will have it. It's not in the domain of few people. And I'll just give you one small example. Last year, Cognizant did a vibe coding hackathon. And our CEO Ravi said, let's give all the vibe coding tools to everybody. Let them play around with it. Let them see what they want to do. Let them imagine whatever they want to do. It's not about a client or a Cognizant problem. Anything in their domain they want to do, let them come together. We were so happy. We won Guinness Book of World Record for the largest vibe coding event. 50,000 employees generated 30,000 working prototypes within 1 week.
That's amazing.
For us, it was a big moment, and I would say it's a mindset or a change management moment, because we realized if given the right tool, given a safe environment, and a kind of a permission to experiment, creativity becomes a shared capability. And that's the big change on how do we help people learn creativity or kind of embrace their creativity in whatever the processes they are coming up. And which makes Mala biggest challenge for me or my team, because learning or skilling is no more about coming in a classroom. We have to, we have been talking about hyper-personalization for a long time. Mala, you would know the flow, learning in the flow of the work has been a phrase for last 8 years or so, everybody's talking about. But today, with the help of AI, with the help of agents, we are really doing it. We are working on a talent transformation platform. And just to give you an example, all of us, I guess, have learned in growing up through Panchtantra and Amar Chitrakatha stories, right? We all have gone through Tinkles and Supandis to learn. How good it would be if today I want to learn generative AI and agentic and say I want to learn it like a story from a Panchtantra or a story from a Amar Chitrakatha, and then the morals come in. A couple of years back, that was like, yeah, it's a crazy idea you may have, but you need people who are good in storytelling, you need good people who are coming from the script writing, and then why would I invest so much of energy and effort? Today, with the AI, same platform, same learning, you can do it if you want a professional case study, you can do it in a Socratic learning method, you can do a storytelling method. The key change which we are challenging ourselves is the art of possibilities with the AI. What can you do? How can you reimagine the process?
Love that. Thank you so much. You touched on something that's very close to our heart. We think a lot about this, is the importance of communication, critical thinking, collaboration, and of course, creativity. And I am very hopeful that with all of this efficiency that Gen AI should create, many of us who get stuck in meetings, looking at data, trying to make decisions, that can be pretty rote work, that gets taken care of, and how we are spending our time is really doing what we as humans are great at, which is critical thinking and collaboration and sort of getting into the arguments with each other and coming up with the right idea. Like, that's what we're good at, and that's what I'm hopeful for. I'm going to shift to you, Dr. Abhilasha. You've heard a lot of the conversation here about, the importance of apprenticeship learning, the importance of learning on the job, just the ability to problem solve in these new ways with AI in the midst. How do you think about the change to skilling in particular? At NASSCOM, that's what you do every day, thinking about how to upskill people. How do you think this gets impacted?
I think the evolution of skill, if we talk about in India, and in last 1 decade, it has been tremendous. It has been really positive. So earlier what Ashish also spoke, or what Rana spoke, that it was not into a formalized, structured way of learning. But if I talk about today, in India, we have a national skill qualification framework where everything is standardized. So in India, you can say whatever you are learning, it ranges from level 1 to level 8. So a child maybe who can learn, read or write, or have passed, let's say, class 5 is level 1, and it reaches to level 8, being a PhD research scholar also in that case. So I think more structure has come into skilling in the country. Also, some of the things, rather than, I'll say, answering what my co-speakers were talking about. So one was like that, how we make it more structured and acceptable. So in our days, we used to have this SUPW period where we didn't know that moral science or SUPW, that why we are attending those classes. So nothing was coming to us. And in most of the schools, it was not even on the report cards also. So we didn't know that why it was. But now if we see, it is more structured into the education system. So we can say that education is what your foundation level can be, your 10th, 12th, ITI, diploma, or graduation or post-graduation. And skilling becomes a separate layer which makes you more practical, which brings more hands-on practical knowledge, which you can say will give you a worldly view that once you'll be out, how you have to increase your employability quotient also. So that is the way evolution of skilling, if I talk about. Earlier, around let's say 2-3 years back, in the skilling, the qualifications or the courses used to be 400-600 hours. But now, later on, we realized that the shelf life of skills is reduced. Now, being an engineer, being a doctor, you have studied once, and you are done for your life. But now that's not the case. So I think if a student is learning an AI tool today, he's not sure after 6 months he'll be using it or not. So the shelf life has reduced. And the same effect what we see in the skilling also is rather than a 400-600 hours of courses, now the learning is more stackable in micro-credential or NOS is what we call. So it is more of 10 hour, 20 hour, 60 hours, 90 hours, where you can study what you have, the foundation program, and you can layer these micro-credentials into it. Also, lot of trust has come because around 2.5 years back, India has launched a national credit framework. Earlier, you didn't knew that where your learning is going. There were no credit out of it. But now you have an academic bank of credit in the country. You have a DigiLocker. So you can say the national skill qualification brings the capability. The NCVET, the regulatory body in the country, they get the standardization so that everybody can be measured on the same scale in that case. The academic bank of credit stores your learning points, and DigiLocker becomes your trusted record keeper of your credentials. So when an employer is looking forward, he's not looking for a 2-page, 3-page CV. He looks at a complete succession or a progression that what all you have studied. Sometimes we shy away, reaching to our age, that what all to be given in a CV, what all we have learned. And we keep on doing n number of courses. But just like for, in India, we have a eKYC through your Aadhaar, which is a 12-digit unique number. Same way for all the students, now we have a 12-digit APAR ID. That is your academic permanent registry account number. So all your learnings from school, so whatever level you reach to a CXO level, will be in your DigiLocker. And you will be getting credit out of it. And to answer Ashish also, so with Adobe, we'll be exchanging our MOU today, where almost 21 courses we'll be bringing with the tools also, and it will be launched on the Future Skills Prime platform of NASSCOM. Also, when you said that it need to be embedded with the state boards, so already the course has been made, getting approval from NCVET, where all the state boards can take up those courses in creativity. And I completely believe that creativity is not what you can learn through a lecture, or you can listen and do that thing. Creativity is more hands-on, and introducing a subject is just a starting. Long way of taking it forward, let's say with the Firefly or Express, or there are so many other tools, it should be part of every subject. So as a student, it is not that AI meeting creativity in one of my subject. It is more if I'm learning science or mathematics, how I'll be using that creativity for doing my assignments in that case. So I think that marriage has to happen between creativity and AI. Then a lot of things when we were taking up these courses to schools, so people still say, after everybody is getting gung-ho about AI, but they still say that school kids are too young to understand these concepts. And my simple answer is, if you remember, when you learned your ABC, what did you learn from the letter X? Xylophone. At what age you saw the xylophone? Have you seen the xylophone till today? But still we have a picture in mind. At what age you saw the zebra, but still know how it looks like even at a 2-year-old kid understands. So same way, if we make the concepts easier, we break them into fundamentals, we make them more, like you said, storytelling or visual effects through various tools, I think it will become very, very easy for students. And that is the true way of saying that AI meets creativity in my sense.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Mala,
yes.
Just quickly, in fact, one of the things that I wanted to add is in the higher education, it's high time for India also to actually change many of the nomenclatures that we have. We, for a long period of time, have worked with silos. We have arts, We have science. We have, if you've taken commerce, a particular stream, or engineering, if you've taken civil engineering and all, you're stuck for 4 or 5 years and all. Liberal arts and multidisciplinary, framework actually changed that. So we are suggesting that we need to really have something called as Bachelors of Creative Arts and Sciences, Bachelors of Performing Arts and Sciences, Bachelors of Immersive Arts and Sciences for extended reality and gaming and everything. So I think now people will have to realize that art and science and art and technology and art and engineering, everything will have to work together. Design and engineering also have to work together if we have to do well with defense engineering and many others. So some of these changes also have to be brought in the creative part, getting into all the segments.
Yeah, no, I love that. I know when I was growing up in India at that time, the only choices my parents would give me is ya to engineering karo ya doctor bano. I ended up doing business, but that's amazing that if there are courses or degrees that you can get, and kids don't get into trouble with their parents and they can make careers, that's phenomenal. Just going back to the point you made a minute ago, and I know we're almost out of time, but how much do you hear from industry, and how do you sort of build your courses and your, what you offer to students that's industry informed?
So NASSCOM runs a joint initiative with the Ministry of Electronics and IT with our partners CDEC and NILET, where this platform Future Skills Prime was envisioned. And we work as an aggregator of aggregator. So it is not NASSCOM who is making those courses, but we are getting the courses from all the industries. Let it be Microsoft, IBM, Salesforce. So whatever courses they have curated, so it's a single stop solution for all the students, where they can just log in and they'll see 450 plus courses, ranging from a bite-sized learning of 30 minutes to a 500 hours of courses also. Also interesting thing is taking this initiative, one is yes, industry-led courses, all what have been there on the platform. And another thing is that almost 60% of the learners are coming from tier 2, tier 3 and beyond. So that where we see that, the trained teacher, as some of them have mentioned, that yes, the trainer program is important, but a country like India, where we have to do the things on scale to reach everyone, to democratize the AI access and other emerging technology access. So these kind of platforms which are there. So all industry vetted courses, and that's how, rather than doing our courses on creativity, we thought to get Adobe on the platform, and why not let the industry experience go to the students in terms of those courses. So it's all 10 emerging technologies with 12 professional skills where the courses are there. And almost 26 lakh learners are onboarded on the platform.
Wow.
And some 1.80 crore badges, digital badges have been taken by the students in that
That's
case.
amazing. How many students do we have in the room? Students? Wow. Okay. So we're going to do a lightning round here of questions. And I know there's people in the audience who want to have questions. Give me a minute. This is my last question, and then we'll give it to you. So in one sentence to all the panelists, what should a student, and there's many students here, right? What should their portfolio show for you to hire them? Starting with you, Dr. Abhilasha.
I just want to see the progression, how they're learning. So being a lifelong learner, I think, is the best skill anybody can have.
Awesome. Lifelong learner. All right, Rana?
Well, a lifelong learner becomes what any artist is, but a lifelong learner who has depth in culture and creativity. So that becomes quite rooted for us.
Nice. Rishi?
Someone who's done something new, taken some risk, learned something which is beyond what the course kind of tells you to learn.
Awesome. Saransh?
I will say decision-making capabilities to understand what AI is telling you and what is the real context in which you can take those decisions.
Great. And Dr. Ashish?
Well, I look for storytellers, so I look at ability to tell a story.
Wonderful. All right. I know we have a lot of questions in the audience. Can we take a few? Shresht? Oh, is it? Okay.
I'm audible now? Yeah, thanks. So thank you so much, Mala, and thank you, esteemed panelists, for such an inspiring and insightful session. Now we move to a special moment where the exchange of MOU between Adobe and Sector Skill Council NASCOM for the Future Skills Prime initiative. I would request Ms. Sangeeta Gupta, Chief Strategy Officer and Senior Vice President NASCOM, along with Mr. Jaidev Gopal Krishnan, Director and Head of Education, to join us on stage. And I would also request Dr. Abhilasha Gaur and Ms. Mala Sharma to join them for the exchange, please. Round of applause, guys, please. I know we are running out of time, but Sangeeta ma'am, if you can just speak few words about this MU exchange.
Thank you for a very fascinating panel, Mala, and I loved all the insights. This MOU with Adobe, we are very thankful for this partnership because we can talk about learning, creativity, but we are providing you access to the real courses where you can make a difference. So for all the learners out there, please go log into Future Skills Prime. Adobe, there are 21 courses from Adobe that will be live around digital marketing, content creation, and design. I think we'll encourage each of you to go through these courses. The first one on Gen AI for modern professionals is already live, so we'd love to see many of you logging in. Please go through it, share your feedback, and be with us as part of this journey where we make AI and creativity much more real. Thank you.
Do you want to wrap it up, or do you want to take a couple questions?
Hi, very good morning. Very good evening, everyone. It's
morning
being morning because the energy in the room is so lively that it feels that still it's morning. So, good morning, good evening, everyone. So, I am Jay from D12 India. I handle business for a small company called D12. And my question to the esteemed list of experts over here is that so we are talking about learning foundational level right from K-12 to higher ed. We are also nowadays talking about training. We are talking about upskilling, skilling, lifelong learning. We are also at length talking about continuing education. Are we also thinking in lines of having verifiable credentials that will be relevant to the professionals once they are into job or while they want to move from one profession to another depending upon the industry demand? So,
do you want to take that? You touched on that a little bit.
Has the learned people thought ever in this direction?
Yeah, sure. That's what I said also, that through ABC or through DigiLocker, that's how it becomes a trusted, verifiable credential for the employers also. So in case you are changing job and upskilling yourselves, that be seen in your complete portfolio there. In that case.
So I have a complimentary question over here. If I can please.
Maybe we'll talk over a coffee and we'll just take a few more questions. Yes.
Yes, ma'am, please.
So I'm representing my firm Skillpill. We are currently helping MSMEs from Northeast India in learning and implementing Gen AI tools in their regular workflows. My question is, like Saransh sir mentioned about talent transformation platform, how can platforms like NASCOM or Cognizant can actually help in transforming the rural or workforce in the grassroots level, like say for MSMEs? How can they play the part?
No, great question, and goes back, be it Adobe, NASCOM, or Cognizant representing the industry, or ICT part of it. I think the power of AI is giving us that ability to scale, ability to address, be it a language, be it a capabilities, and ability to move away from the self-paced learning. So that way, that's the opportunity. And I keep saying that it's up to us. How do we see the art of possibility and then extend it forward? So simple answer is yes, there is an opportunity, there is a possibility. I think some of us have to come together to convert that intent to a working approach and then move forward.
What I would add is one of the things Adobe is doing is we're working not just at a central level, also at state levels. And we're actually not just working at the higher ed or degree granting colleges, but also K-12 schools, where we're trying to integrate AI into grade 6 and above. In fact, you mentioned, how do you make AI possible when you're learning math or English or science? And the team has done an amazing job of integrating AI projects as you're learning a traditional subject. So, please connect with the team. Jayadev can wave his hand. Let us know which part of India you're from, and we'd love to connect. Assam, actually, I think we're already working with Assam, so we should talk to you offline. Yes.
So I'm so sorry, guys. We're running out of time. We'll take just one last question.
One last question. Yes.
Yeah. The lady, please.
And you can grab us as we leave outside.
A very good evening to everybody. I am an assistant professor and I come from Chandigarh University. I am not here with a question, but I would like to thank Adobe specifically because our MBA, I'm the program manager for MBA Digital Marketing, and the amount of help that Adobe has put forth for putting the right kind of tools and the skill sets, especially Adobe Firefly, I must say that has been very, very much helpful. One aspect, although I would like to put forth that for the Gen Z, very honestly, dealing with them on an everyday basis, I must say the impact of social media has been very much not very productive. So can we, as the industry leaders here, can we come forth that we can bring forth some kind of messages from all parts of the industry that, although I teach social media marketing, but we should make our Gen Z a little bit more aware about to go ahead and put forth their efforts towards the productivity rather than the thought process of just being mere scrollers. So I would just like to request here as an educator from the industry that the leaders of the other industry, they can go ahead and play a very big role in taking an initiative of putting across a positive message so that the younger generation who's following you should be able to go ahead and follow the same. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Now we'd like to have a group photo, please, so the team can come up. NASCOM team, please, and the Adobe team.
Should we go ahead?
Yes, sir.
It's just better than this
Hey, don't forget the anchor, please. Please. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us, and have a great evening ahead. Please, just escort him. Guys.
Yeah, I think
Guys, please, guys. Guys, please, guys.
Sorry.
Please maintain.
Yes, go ahead. I'm someone who's a content creator. Wanted to understand, is content creation dead because of AI or will it be continuing?
Mindless stuff will be dead pretty fast. If you're doing something with scroll baits, that's over. Like a large part of conversations, things that are deeper, things that...
App security, yeah.
Like it will start rewarding uniqueness.
This is a reels to be done by
There's a bite.
Yeah, there's a bite.
There's a bite.
Come.
That way.